Hi guys, Rachel here from rachelthestamper.wordpress.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute card. This is using the First Sight stamp set, which is in the Occasions catalog, so it's good through May 31st of this year, so May 31st of 2016. And this card I did in Perfect Plum with Mint Macaron and Whisper White. And I used the Pansy punch, I believe it is, to punch out the flower. But we're going to do one that's a little bit different. We're going to use a 2-inch circle punch. I actually got this idea off of Pinterest. And I cannot remember the name of the pin, but I will put a note of it when I put this on my blog. So we're going to do a different card instead in Night of Navy with Mint Macaron. So let's get started. So we're going to start with our standard card base, Night of Navy, and this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I lost my boom folder. Okay, and then we're going to have a Whisper White base of 4. I actually did this one really close to the edges, so it would have a really thin border. So I believe it is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So it's going to be really important that you line it up, because I like the I don't know, lately I've been doing the thin borders on the cards instead of the 1/4-inch border. So to get started, let me flip this over to the clean side and grab a little piece of scrap paper. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the large floral piece, or flare, whatever it is you want to call it, from the First Sight stamp set. Boy, that's a tongue twister. So we're going to ink this up in Night of Navy. A really pretty random pattern. And then our Mint Macaron is kind of the accent piece, accent color, if you will. So we're going to have 2 strips. So this is 1.5 strip of Whisper White. And then I believe this is a 1.5. Let's see, 1.5 inch. Yep, strip of Night of Navy. And I'm going to trim these down, and we're going to cut a little bit of a notch in the end. So what we're going to do before we do that is we're going to add in, I have the heart and the bird. Sounds kind of funny. And I'm going to add in Mint Macaron. All right, so just a couple of random birds. And you just want to take into account your orientation when you're going to do this card, because I actually saw this card as a vertical design, which it is really cute, but I have done a lot of vertical cards lately, so I decided to do a horizontal card. So you could certainly switch this to vertical, but you just want to make sure that you stamp your birds accordingly. And then we're just going to put a couple of hearts in. Just randomly. Stampin'. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our base. And again, like I said, when you do adhere this, because it's such a close cut, just make sure that you really, sorry if my head's in your way, you really eyeball it, because it really only has a super thin border around. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to take our craft scissors and we're going to cut a notch into the Whisper White. Let's see. Sometimes I do these better than others. This looks like one of the other times. And what I did, yeah, I don't really love that, but what are you going to do? What I did was I'll try this one a little bit shorter. A little more shallow of a cut. Maybe this will be better. Yeah, much better. course. So what I did was, this one, the length is obviously very long. I'm going to just trim it off so it meets up a little bit better. But first what we're going to do is we're going to use the 2-inch circle punch to punch out a piece of Mint Macaron. Okay, and then we're going to use the 1-inch circle punch to punch out a piece of Whisper White. And we're just going to kind of line these up how we think we like them. The only other thing we're going to do before we get ahead of ourselves, I'm going to stamp this one. The last one I did in Kindred Spirits, I'm going to do this one in Forever Friends. And again, I'm going to do it in the navy. Sounds like a Village People song. In the navy. Yeah. I can't sing. But I'm a dork that knows all the words, so you might be tortured with that from time to time. All right, so I want to err on the end of putting this at the end. There you go. So because we're going to trim this part off, so I want to err on the side of caution there in case we aren't in the right area. So what we're going to do is this one, I'm going to, instead of how this has the layered flower, I'm going to just lay these circles in different positions. So first I'm going to attach the Night of Navy. And put that a little bit up. And then I'm going to put the Mint Macaron 2-inch circle. I'm going to put the 1-inch Whisper White kind of over to the side. And then this one, so yeah, I should have moved this up a little bit. Let me see. Let's see if I can move it up without ripping. I'm going to add, that'll be covered so you won't even notice it. I do want to add a little bit more adhesive though. Let's see, before I make this mistake again. That's much better. So I'll leave that right about there. And a little bit more adhesive on this. This one up here. So this one we're going to put probably, say right about there. Just so we have that little peek through piece here. So I'm just going to freehand trim this off. You could also attach it to the card and then cut it off as well. That will be no problem. So right about there. Okay, and then the only other thing I'm going to do, I am going to attach a piece of the Whisper White stitch satin ribbon, and I'm going to attach this on here just with a glue dot. So I'm going to go ahead and make a ribbon, a bow, I should say. Can't make a bow when I'm under pressure. Now I have David Bowie in my head. This is just a musical journey with me today. Rocking through the 70s with Rachel. I promise I won't sing and rupture your eardrums. Alright, so I'm just going to tighten this just a little bit. And I want to bring that in just slightly. A little bigger than I like. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to trim this off. And see what this piece looks like. Okay, and I'm going to just put a couple of glue dots on the back of this and attach it. You could really put it anywhere. The card I saw, and you know, I honestly intended on doing this and I kind of slipped my mind, but the card I saw, I believe they had it tied around here so the ribbon ran vertically. But again, it was also a vertical card, so it kind of ran vertically on the vertical card. But we're going to just go with that. And the only other thing I might add is, just for a little bit of excitement, just a pearl over here on the Forever Friends. Another one here. Okay. So... one other thing. Let me see if I get my Wink of Stella. I'm just going to go over one of these little birds. I have been using this Wink of Stella. Honestly, I really just got it for the novelty of it because I thought, well, I'll try it. I'll probably never use it. I really love this stuff. I know it sounds completely ridiculous, but just a couple little twirls in. It really just adds just the littlest bit of glitter, and I tend to add glitter to projects, and then the next thing you know, I stand up and it is all over me, and there is absolutely none of it on the card. So it's really, really, really cute. Or even if you have like a stamp that's like a flourish to like a sash, and you just go over it with this, it really adds a lot of pop to your card. So the other one definitely had a little bit more, I don't really know what you want to say, fanciness. It looks a little more fancy to me. But, and I really did like the flower punched in the Mint Macaron, but I just wasn't sure if I would like the circle better, so I went with the circle on the second one. But I think I would go with this one. Again, either that or I might use a little bit larger of a 2.5-inch circle punch on this instead. But, so there's two versions of the card. Again, there's so many other sentiments that you could add to this, just in general. I mean, there's a couple different sayings here. And also, the cool thing about this little heart here, when you stamp this heart, you can actually use the heart punch to punch that out. I saw another, I really won't say it was a Valentine's, but it was a love card that was really cute. It had this punched 3 times on the left-hand side. I'll see if I can get maybe I'll make another card of that and put it on the blog with this as well. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email or leave me a comment. You can reach me at rachthestamper.wordpress.com, rachthestamper@gmail.com, or you can visit my online store. You can get all of these products and more. That's rachthestamper.stampinup.net. Hope to hear from you soon. Hope you guys have a great day.